The Infinity Gauntlet is one of the most powerful items in the Marvel Universe. It's been used by quite a few different heroes and villains in the comics. If you don't know, the Infinity Gauntlet is a glove that holds 6 gems made from the body of an ancient immortal being. Thanos is the most obvious character to use the Infinity Gauntlet, but what was his storyline like in the comic books? The Mistress of Death orders Thanos, through her servants, because she doesn't talk to him directly because Thanos is one of her little bitches, to kill half of all life in the universe. Thanos has a pretty big crush on her, so to accomplish this, he goes after the Infinity Stones. He fights or tricks some of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe in order to gather all of them. With the power of the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos snaps and instantly kills half of all life in the universe. When a group of heroes and Celestials led by Adam Warlock try to attack Thanos, he toys with them before destroying most of them. He melts Thor's hammer and turns him to glass, turns Wolverine's adamantium bones to rubber, and puts a force field around Cyclops' head so he dies of suffocation. When the heroes fail, the Celestials step up to try to dethrone Thanos. Even Death turns on Thanos in the end and joins the others. All of them fail. Finally, Eternity, a being made up of everything in existence, tries to take on Thanos, and when Eternity is defeated, Thanos decides to become the living embodiment of the universe himself. The universe can't wear a glove, unfortunately, and Thanos' granddaughter Nebula, who he'd been torturing up to this point, grabs the gauntlet from his lifeless body. Once Nebula has the gauntlet, Thanos joins with Adam Warlock and the few remaining forces to try to get the gauntlet from Nebula. She restores things back to the way they were before Thanos killed everyone. The cosmic beings then turn their attention to her and attack. Adam Warlock and Silver Surfer are imprisoned inside the pocket universe that exists within the Soul Gem. Adam Warlock reaches out from inside the gem to the 5 other gems in the gauntlet, and it falls from Nebula's hand. Adam Warlock pops back into existence and gets to the gauntlet first. When Nebula drops the gauntlet, all the forces who were there to fight Thanos get in a pileup trying to reach it. When Adam takes it, he promises to be a god who can be trusted. The cosmic beings who joined forces against Thanos bring Adam Warlock to a cosmic court, and Eternity claims that since he's an artificial being without a childhood or parents, he lacks the emotional capability of ruling a universe. A trial of character begins in which all of Warlock's past deeds are weighed, and the living tribunal judges that he must give up the gauntlet. So Warlock decides to split up the gems. He gives the Space Gem to Pip the Troll, the Mind Gem to Moondragon, the Power Gem to Drax the Destroyer, the Time Gem to Gamora, and strangely enough, he gives the Reality Gem to Thanos. Adam keeps the Soul Gem for himself, which is fitting because he was imprisoned in it for a time. Now he just wears it in his face like he doesn't care, and he calls this group the Infinity Watch. Magus was the champion of life, created by the Celestials' Lord Chaos and Master Order, who planned to use him to destroy Thanos, who was the champion of death. Basically, they kidnapped Adam Warlock and made him go insane by trying to teach him that good and evil don't actually exist. He came out of his cocoon with purple skin, an afro, and a skewed sense of morality. Warlock, Pip, and Thanos defeat the original Magus in a fun time machine future possibility extravaganza, and he disappears from existence. But Magus comes back, this time with a man bun. Adam used the gauntlet to expunge the good and evil from within himself and become more logical. The evil he removed became Magus. Magus then creates evil versions of superheroes, so Adam puts the gauntlet back together from the Infinity Watch members to fight. Magus kidnaps Warlock just after Galactus goes to ask for the Infinity Gems to be repowered by the Living Tribunal. Apparently the gems had been turned off at some point. When the gems are turned back on, Magus becomes a god and captures the heroes and Celestials he deems enemies, and crucifies Adam Warlock. Thanos then shows up and tells Magus he doesn't have all of the stones. Adam uses this as an ideal time to hold hands, and then everything blows up. Then Adam releases a being made up of half eternity and half infinity, and everything blows up again. They send Magus to a pocket universe inside the Soul Gem in Adam's forehead, and Adam Warlock takes a long-deserved nap. Okay, so somehow after the events of the Kree Civil War, the Infinity Gems are just floating around again. The Infinity Watch doesn't have them, and Reed Richards finds 3 of the stones in the Gauntlet and brings them to a meeting of the Illuminati, a team formed by Iron Man made up of Doctor Strange, Professor X, Namor, and Reed himself. Reed hopes to gain control of all the gems to keep them safe from evil. They open a spatial rift to the location that contains some of the gems by focusing Black Bolt's voice into a tube. Yep, that happens. But they run into some problems. The reality gem erases Iron Man from existence, and the mind gem forms a sea monster from Namor's fears. Reed contains the gems just in time. Then, as it happens, the time gem just floats in because that's the one that they were missing. Reed tries to will the Gauntlet out of existence, but it starts to corrupt him. Then, Uatu, the Watcher, shows up and guilt trips Reed into giving one of the gems to each of the members of the Illuminati. Eventually, though, multiverse versions of Reed Richards use the Infinity Gauntlets and build bridges to each other's universes. 3 of them then form the Council of Reeds. When the Council of Reeds is destroyed, Dr. Doom finds 2 gauntlets in the rubble. He also finds a bunch of different versions of himself that have been kinda lobotomized from different universes. He saves the different versions of himself and then forms his own council, called the Parliament of Doom. But nothing really happens with that, and it's not really resolved. He just has Infinity Gauntlets. 2 of them. When Hood tried to get a hold of Infinity Gems from the members of the Illuminati, he manages to take 3. Until the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and additional members of the Illuminati show up and get him. Hulk has the power gem and punches Hood in the face, making him drop all of the gems other than the reality gem. He then starts to change things to make it hard for Hulk to get him when Iron Man gets all of the other gems and forces Hood to give up the reality gem and puts him back in prison. Iron Man then pretends to will the Gauntlet out of existence, but in reality he just teleports it and the Illuminati take possession of their gems again. Except Black Bolt is now switched out for Captain America. When another Earth appears in the sky above ours, the Illuminati form up with Black Panther to decide how to get the Earth to return to its reality. They all bring their gems back from where they were hiding them. Doctor Strange had his in another dimension, surrounded by the light of 1,000,000 prayers, and Tony Stark had his in his sock drawer. Professor X is dead at this point, so he's switched out for Hank McCoy. Captain America tries to use the gems in the Gauntlet to move the alternate Earth back to its reality, but the gems shatter. He feels like a failure, that he alone caused the deaths of billions of people. So Doctor Strange erases his memory of being in the Illuminati at all. The remaining group, with the help of Black Swan, destroys the other Earth to save their own, but the multiverse still collapses. Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom discover that the Beyonders are at fault for this. They killed the Celestials and even the Living Tribunal, the being that forced Adam Warlock to split up the Infinity Stones in the first place. Doom steals their power just as every universe except for a couple dozen is destroyed by the Beyonders. Doom uses his Beyonder powers to create Battleworld, where he is praised as a deity. Doctor Strange hid a different multiverse version of the Infinity Gauntlet in the Sanctum Sanctorium in the center of Battleworld because he never fully trusted Doom. After Doctor Doom kills Doctor Strange for stepping in the middle of a fight and saving a bunch of heroes, Black Panther and Namor go to the Sanctum Sanctorium and get the Gauntlet. They use it on Doom, and with the help of Reed Richards and Molecule Man, end up defeating him. Molecule Man gives Reed Doom's powers. Reed blows up Doom and Battleworld, but not before Black Panther uses one of the stones to get back to a reality where none of this crazy stuff happened. Okay, so that's about the end of the continuous storyline. Additionally, in some what-if storylines, Silver Surfer, Green Goblin, and Impossible Man have all used the Gauntlet, but I'm really tired at this point, so will you just believe me about that?